So I'm pretty sure the number one thing you're not supposed to do on social media is get political. So let's get political. Woo! Oh my god. Sorry about that. Oh, no. Let me ask you this. What is more important? Accepting where you came from or pushing for where you want to be? Like, do you let yourself be limited to where your life events have gotten you up until this point? Or do you try and go beyond what you know and take a risk to ultimately change your path in a different direction? In history, I feel like there's consistently been repetitions of conflict between these two oppositions. One representing a more progressive and liberal way of thinking when it comes to how we can progress as people or a community. And then we have the other side that prioritizes maintaining what we already have in hopes of preserving something that we perceive as timelessly good. Basically, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We see this in things like Greek mythology with Zeus versus Prometheus, the US civil rights movement, in Madara Uchiha versus Hashirama Senju. Let's throw in another one. Avatar: The Last Airbender. The Fire Nation in Ozai wanted to maintain order by ruling under their control, while Aang and his squad fought for peace and balance so that all nations can flourish. I just compared Martin Luther King to a Nickelodeon cartoon, bro. Oh my god. And depending on how you look at any of these examples, you're more likely to gravitate towards one side, whereas someone else might gravitate towards the other. Both sides typically have a comparable amount of following who truly believe that the side that they stand on is the correct one. If everyone thought that one side was unanimously better than the other, then there would be no discussion to begin with. Does that make sense? Now, believe it or not, this video is still about fashion. Which is kind of crazy when you think about it, because I was relating this to Greek mythology and fucking anime. But the problem I want to address in this video is something that I've been constantly fighting with, is who I am and who I want to be, both in fashion and honestly myself. But that can get kind of dark, so I'm just gonna stick with the former in this video. Okay. Oh no. I frequently have trouble deciding if my personal style should be defined by what I've experienced in life up until now, or what I want to explore more moving forward. And I know this could be said about most things in life, not just fashion, but when it comes to determining how we perceive ourselves, I feel like how we are visually presented amongst both ourselves and other people is a big part of it. And we all know the saying, you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but you could also get a lot of information from one. Ooh. Oh god. Oh my god, I'm not leaving that in the video. Or maybe I am, I don't know. I could, oh god, this is cooked, bro. This is so scuffed. Let me continue to use myself as an example. I love fashion. I love the idea of fashion and how we can physically alter our appearance to become characters that we consider cool and artistic through clothing. However, I do not come from much of a fashion background. Kind of far from it, honestly. I was born and raised in the suburbs of Metro Atlanta with a traditional first-gen Chinese family. And for those of you who don't know much about Atlanta, we're not strangers to fashion, obviously, but I wouldn't really consider us a fashion capital either. I see the city as more of a hype beast, hustle culture type of place, where people are more interested in the grind set and wearing clothes and shoes that show off how much money they make, as opposed to somewhere like New York where they care more about being expressive and artistic through their clothing. That's why, at least up until now, Atlanta was one of the biggest hubs for things like Jordans, Yeezys, Supreme, Rolexes, and nowadays the new wave is like Rick Owens Ramones and denim tears. And don't get me wrong, they're all genuinely really cool things, but like, are we wearing them because of their artistic value or because it's a status symbol, you know? And also, if we're being real, everybody thinks we're a meme, bro. Like, come on. Baggiest jeans in Atlanta. Like, okay, so as I'm editing this video, I realized that what I say about Atlanta could be taken the wrong way, so I just want to clear the air. In no way am I trying to discredit Atlanta fashion at all. I know that there is a huge culture of just, you know, hypebeast clothing, sneakers, and I come from that. That's how I grew up as well. I do understand that for that community, that's just their form of self-expression when it comes to fashion, which is completely fine and to each their own, but I'm just saying that it might not fully align with my personal definition of fashion. If anything, I could be the guy with no fashion sense, okay? But all I'm trying to say is not trying to discredit Atlanta fashion at all. And for the second part of my background, I come from a first-gen Chinese family. Both my mom and dad were from the same province in China where fashion was kind of foreign and neither grew up particularly wealthy. And because of that, I was raised to care more about things like money, school, and fine arts, not for personal enjoyment, but because I was forced into it and it kind of looks good to family members that I can play piano and draw. And overall, just a conservative way of living so that I can study hard and hopefully end up in either the business, medical, or law field. But for most of my life, I was taught to like not give a shit about how I look or how I dress. And the only bit of creativity I had in my life was video games, cartoons, and editing Call of Duty trick shot montages, bro. Yeah, that's right. I was about that phase life, bro. Even when it came to fashion, it was pretty conservative. All the fashion knowledge that I had was like from being on my basketball team in high school, where all my teammates talked about were like LeBrons and Jordans and Kobe's. And aside from that, the only other thing was like watching Teaching Men's Fashion and Alex Costa on YouTube. And pretty much just any men's fashion channel that just talks about what types of suits work best with different colors of dress shoes, because I guess that's what an adult is supposed to know. Now, without that being considered, you would think someone from my background would at most turn out to be a person who just wants to make a lot of money, drive a nice car, and wear expensive clothing like a Louis Vuitton suit, but I don't. Well, I mean, being rich would be kind of cool. And sometimes the clothes that I buy aren't the cheapest either. Yeah, I'm not making a good case for myself. Okay, so what happened? Well, instead I ended up taking an interest in things like Japanese punk rock fashion and avant-garde, which isn't really heard of from where I grew up. I really like designers like Yohji Yamamoto, Rei Kawakubo, even like Glenn Martins. Not only that, but I kind of got bored of not having a personality when I was in school outside of being a business major, which I kind of hated, by the way. Like, if anybody asks me to sell them a fork or a pen one more time, I'm gonna lose my shit, bro. I started listening to more types of music that I didn't grow up with, shows that I didn't grow up with, both of which I am actively trying to implement into my own personal style. Now, here's the problem. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, both of which being groups of people and, honestly, my own inner thoughts too, but one side is telling me just screw it, go learn more about the fashion styles that I'm interested in. The other is telling me to stay in my lane and stop trying to be somebody that I'm not. And like I was saying with the analogies I was making in the beginning, both sides have their pros and cons. Let's say I take the more conservative route, right? Like the things that I can benefit from are, one, I stay in a space that I've been comfortable with my entire life, so the confidence there would be pretty high. Two, relatability would be pretty easy as I would just be wearing what all my friends and peers would be wearing. And three, I can easily let what I've already learned and grew up with dig my path for the future, because I already got this far. I can just keep going in the same direction. Okay, so what are the downsides? One, I keep myself trapped, leaving no room to go explore other options that I might be interested in. Two, I develop no sense of individuality as I'm constantly trying to fit in with the people around me. And three, I don't allow myself to possibly change the course of my style if I somehow become bored of what I've always been wearing, which is, I mean, pretty likely. On the flip side, what happens when I take the more experimental route? What can go right is I allow myself to dive deeper into areas that pique my interest, give myself the opportunity to develop a more personal style or multiple personal styles. And who knows, maybe even my newfound style will bring me to places in life that I never would have thought of even being if I didn't take that initial risk. But again, it's not all rainbows and butterflies. The downsides are I can really waste a lot of time and money on something that I thought I had a lot of interest in, but didn't really end up liking after all. Give myself imposter syndrome as I could very possibly let the ideology of a style take over and turn me into something that I'm not, and ultimately deter myself into thinking I need to change everything about myself in life, even in places where I don't really need to change anything. Now here's the part of the video where I let you sit and think about which side you think is best for me to take, or just anybody in general to take. The path where you stay in your comfort zone and build the confidence that you already have, or the one where you risk it all and try and build something new. Which side would you take? Well, I did both. When I first got into fashion, I was very conservative about it, which I feel like most people who do are. Not all, but most. Like I mentioned before, being on the basketball team in high school sparked my interest when it came to Jordans and Yeezys. That's how I got gatewayed into things like streetwear and hypebeast culture. If any of you watched my last video about being a fashion NPC, that was me. Anyways, I let myself get interested in clothing styles, but only conforming to what I was surrounded by or what I had knowledge of at the time. And it wasn't until I got to my senior year in college where I decided, I'm done only wearing what I see around me. Because all this time I was holding myself back on other styles I was genuinely passionate in learning more about. Why it took me my entire high school and college career to figure that out, I couldn't tell you, bro. Like, even back in high school, I remember scrolling on Instagram and seeing like, bro, do you guys remember like the techwear ninja? Those pictures were probably like some of the coolest things I thought existed at that time. But I was just too afraid to get myself involved in that because like I was in high school, bro. You know how judgmental high school kids are. If you're in high school right now and you're scared to like learn more about how you want to dress, I get it, bro. I've been there. Sadly, I wasn't the one in my generation to make that change, but maybe you can. But the point is, I broke out of my comfort zone. And for the past 2 to 3 years, I finally took my chances on aesthetics that no one that I've met in my entire life would even think about wearing. And even though it resulted in driving people that I considered friends at the time away from me, I learned more about myself, my body, and my style that I couldn't even begin to imagine back then. And I'm still learning. So, what's the verdict? Surely, someone who has experience in both fields will have an opinion on which side he thinks is more worth taking. Well, as cliche as it sounds, I think you need both. Okay, look, okay, don't click off the video. Just wait, okay, just give me it. You already listened to me yap for this long. You might as well just hear the rest of this out. I wholeheartedly believe that there needs to be both balance and imbalance when it comes to your own personal style. I've struggled a lot in the past going back and forth between the two because I've gotten ridiculed from people on both sides, which is amplified astronomically when you consider the fact that I use social media. Like, being hated is literally part of my daily routine. Like, let's see, today I got from 12 to 12:30 p.m. eat lunch, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. record and edit videos, and 4 p.m. read racist, homophobic, and life-threatening comments on a fit check TikTok video. Oh, and 5 p.m. take a nap. What I mean by balance and imbalance is that there needs to be a level of consistency that you break every so often. And you can do this one of 2 ways. Either one, you go the safer route and then over time add bits and pieces of the more experimental styles that you're interested in into your space. Or 2, do the complete opposite where you commit yourself to that new area you want to explore, but also keeping in mind where you came from and reintroducing elements from people and things that you grew up around. Now, unfortunately, I can't tell you exactly how you're supposed to go about that yourself, as I don't know everything about you. But if you want an example of how I did it, I took the latter option. Decided to engulf myself in different types of punk rock and street fashion and Japanese avant-garde. Because even when I wasn't wearing those types of clothing in the past, they were always just so cool in my opinion. So because of that, I feel like it enhances me as a person when I wear these types of clothing, as it actively reflects me as a person and my interests. However, recently I've noticed that I've been getting a lot more sentimental and nostalgic. Even though they're not in my style at the moment, I still love Jordans. And the beautiful thing is, I personally eventually want to create a style that implements elements from all of these things. Like, I want to wear Japanese avant-garde clothing that has like a sprinkle of punk edginess in there. Maybe I can make it work with like Jordans or basketball shoes, if not boots, which is another type of footwear that I wear pretty often. Now on paper, that sounds kind of weird. I'm like trying to imagine it now and it's just like, I don't know if it's clicking for me, but I think that's just what makes it cool. No matter what route you take, just make sure it makes you happy. There is nothing more important than your own level of enjoyment when it comes to something like fashion, because believe it or not, fashion is a hobby. It's something that takes time, money, and effort. So if you're not having fun with it, then you're just wasting all of that. Okay, and I think that will end today's Yap session. Oh my god, it's 9:15 p.m. right now, bro. I've not eaten dinner. I'm hungry, and I want to go make food. If you're new here, what's good? My name is Austin, and I like to make cool outfit and edit videos on my short form platforms, and unnecessarily long, intensive Yap session videos here on YouTube, mainly about fashion. If you haven't already, subscribing and following is completely free, but so is clicking off this video and blocking me, so hey, you make your decision. And if you're a returning watcher, thank you so much for coming back, and also for 20,000 subscribers. That's incredible, bro. Oh my god. Like, that is legitimately so insane to me, considering how scared I was when I first started breaking into the long form content space. You guys showed so much love in my last video, and also a lot of hate, but like, it's not like I was reading through all of it and crying on the inside. Oh no. If you enjoyed this video or think I provided you with any value or insight, I would really appreciate a like and a share, and let me know in the comments what you loved about this video, what you didn't love about this video, and maybe what you would like to see next. I am chronically online, so there's a 90% chance I will read your comments. Even if I don't reply, I probably saw it. And if it turns out you hated this video and wasted your time and think I'm just a dumb waste of space, well,